Hi everybody, I'm Tom Walsh from Fallen Oak Drums. I am going to get started now on the restoration process for these blue sparkle drums that I picked up at a Goodwill store for real cheap. And there's just numerous things that have to be done to get them back into playing condition. So what I want to do is examine them drum by drum and tell you what my plans are and what the problems are and then what the plans are. So we'll start off with the smallest one. This is a 12-inch tom-tom, probably about 12 by 9 almost. What's happened here, just to explain, is the drum actually is right side up this way. And what I believe happened is that the original owner wore out the drum head, it broke, they removed it, and they flipped it over and used it this way from then on. And the reason I think that is because this muffler device here, which is designed to basically adjust upward and touch the bottom side of the drum head, it's been bent down, but it belongs on top of the drum. It's not at the bottom of the drum kind of thing typically. So I believe this is right side up, and that's problem number one. Is this thing's bent. I'm going to take it apart and then carefully bend it back. Hopefully the metal here isn't too stressed that it'll break off. I think it'll be okay. Looking at the outside of the drum, this one's in really great shape. Where is that seam? The seam here is still touching. It's, looks nice, and it was correctly placed underneath the lugs to help hold it down. Unlike some of the other drums, unfortunately, we're not. But it doesn't seem to have any major defects, no big scratches. Goodwill was kind enough to write on the outside of this drum with some grease pencil or crayon. I'm sure I'll be able to get that off with some alcohol or glue gun, something like that. The lugs are all here. They're in pretty decent shape. Maybe some minor pitting. Same with the rims. I don't see any major rust. Sometimes with used drums that you find at Goodwill, there's a lot of rust, and these are not in bad shape. Bottom head, of course, missing, or actually the old top head. The bottom head is still viable. It's nowhere near in tune or anything. Might be usable, although a couple of these lugs are pretty cranked down. So I don't know. I don't know how tunable it is. We're gonna see. I'll put some other drum heads on it probably to see what we can do. But anyway, that was pretty good shape. Pretty happy about that one. Next is a 13-inch tom-tom, and this one's got some problems. Don't know if you can see it, but that rim is majorly bent. It dips way down where they must have just cranked down in the tuning, or God knows what they did. But I can rock it on the workbench. That's not supposed to happen. It should just be lying flat. Same deal with the the muffler on the inside. It's bent down, top head gone. One tuning rod missing, all the other hardware good. This one's wrap is separating somewhat, not horribly. I think once I get it apart, I will probably lift it up a little bit, get either some double-sided tape or epoxy or something to hold it down until it'll look nice again, all cleaned up. Again, no major gouges or anything. Some Goodwill wax crayon, that's great, and no major pitting. So the hardware should look great once I get it cleaned up and shined up again. Onto the floor tom. Major thing is it's missing its legs, and I knew that when I bought it. But legs are fairly easy to come by. I think I have some spares on some other onesie twosie drums that I picked up along the way, and so as long as they're the same size, same diameter rod, that'll be fine. This one has both ends, which is nice. This bottom end looks pristine. Like, it was hit a little bit with the drumstick. I can see the drumstick marks, but otherwise not bad. And it actually makes a drummy sound, not just a flat, terrible sounding. That one's a little, it's had a little more wear, but not horrible. I mean, for being like 50 years old, these this is remarkable. Something I just noticed is this did have a probably what this was a muffler here, and I was wondering about that before. I didn't notice these holes, but that's missing, and it's little bit different. Oh no, it's the same configuration as the others. You know, maybe I can find that piece somewhere. That would be really cool if I could. And I'll restore that. I don't really use these mufflers. I prefer other ways of taking the ring out of a drum head, but still, for nostalgia's sake, it would be cool to have it. And finally, big old bass drum. Start at the bottom. The wrap here, not bad. May not have to do anything to that. It's holding together pretty well. It is missing the bass drum spurs. I mentioned that in the first video. Those are easy to come by. It doesn't have a cymbal rod, which is kind of an optional thing anyway, but still it'd be neat if I could come up with something to use this bracket for. The hardware is in good shape. Just notice this is a little bit loose. It's got some screws here. I might have to reinforce this somewhat. You don't really want your tom-toms shaking. These hold the tom-toms, these brackets here. So the rims are, you know, the structural part of the rims are in good shape. They're dirty. They don't seem to be too badly pitted or anything. There is some of the blue sparkle missing on this rim. This blue sparkle covering is broken in one place. Or maybe just unglued. Yeah, I guess it's unglued. So it's just going to have to be taken off, cleaned up, glued back on. It's going to look nice. For this one where it's missing, I'll just rotate the missing part to the bottom of the drum on the side that faces the drummer. That should be good. Yeah, and then overall, something I noticed, which you know is a big thing with drummers and drum makers, is the bearing edge. You want to have a nice bearing edge. It's nice and even, so you can get a good tuning on the drum. None of these do. I mean, they've got, it might be a, I don't know, call it a 10-degree angle down from the top, and kind of a wide edge here. So this will be meeting my router table, and we'll give it a nice, probably 45-degree bearing edge here. There's a gouge here, you know, so I might either fix that up with some epoxy or you know, epoxy filler, or I could potentially just cut the whole the side of the drum down so it's just a little shallower. And of course I'll have to take a look at the other bearing edges that are covered by drum heads now. But all in all, very restorable, I think. I'm still really happy with this purchase, despite and we'll move forward. I'll start disassembling on the next video. So thanks for tuning in, and I'm still very excited about this project. Can't wait to get these things back into playable shape. I'm going to take my time with them, make sure I do it right, and you know, it'll be neat to have a blue sparkle drum set after all these years. So again, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, hit the alert button so you're notified when the next video comes out. I can't say they'll be as quick a turnaround of the next one as there was with this one. Obviously, I've got the new drum excitement to keep me going, so that's why I'm posting this one so quickly.